every day of the finest ingredients in health. Now I have a swell surprise. Made fresh every day.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Casey Phil King for Like Wrestling Takes back in the building. I forgot all about this pay-per-view happening. It just shows you that I really don't pay that much attention to Impact. Thanks to the cats that I talk to on regular about wrestling, they informed me that tonight's show was taking place and that the main event had huge implications because the winner of the main event gets Kenny Omega at Impact's Rebillion, which is on April the 24th, if I'm not mistaken. So you're looking at the main event. I'll talk about the main event. What's my overall opinion about Sacrifice? Sacrifice was a good wrestling show. It was very good. There was a lot of matches on here. I missed the first match because the Impact app, I don't know about y'all, man, but the Impact app for me, it takes like 5,000 years to even log into it. So I missed whatever the first match was. I can't even call it. I don't even know what the first match was. But overall, Impact was a good show. Impact Sacrifice, it was a good show. I can't hate on it, even though some wrestlers on the show that I do not care for. But it was a good show. So let's go ahead and break down this card. So we had Havoc and Navia versus Tenille Dashwood and Caleb. We had Decay and versus Rhino Scum. We had the Violent by Design versus Crip Saban and James Storm. We had a Hold Harmless match, Eddie Edwards versus Brian Myers. We had the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championships, Fire and Flavor versus Jordan Grayson and Jazz. Then we had the Impact Knockouts World Heavyweight Championship, the Women's Championship, Deonna Purrazzo versus ODB. Then we had the Impact World Tag Team Championships on the line, the Good Brothers versus Finn Juice. Then we had the Impact X Division Championship, TJP versus Ace Austin. And then the main event, which was the Impact World Championship and the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, both on the line in the Unification Match between Rick Swann and Moose. So let's go ahead. So I can't review this first match because, like I said, my thing was acting up. So I don't know what the heck happened in this match. Looks like Decay and Reno Scum. Decay wins. I can't even call that match because I didn't see it, so can't really review. I came in at the end of this match. Tenille Dashwood and Caleb versus Navia and Havoc. Now, every time I see Navia and Havoc, those two girls be losing all the time. They lose all the time. Every time I see them, they lose. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. How did I feel about this match? It is what it is. Like the only thing, like I said, for them, you want to see the girls win because they always lose. But outside of that, I really didn't see nothing in that match. So after the match, we see Rick Swann in the back, and he's preparing himself for the main event. Eddie Edwards comes in and hypes him up. Now, with Eddie Edwards coming in hyping him up, it made me think, is Rick Swann gonna lose tonight? That's what we was thinking. So he hyping him up. He said, "Yeah." He said, "You gonna beat Moose? You gonna beat him? You gonna beat him, right?" So after that, we get a video package of the beef between Violent by Design versus Chris Sabin and James Storm. This tag team match was a pretty decent tag team match. I thought Chris Sabin and James Storm was gonna go over, but obviously it didn't go over. The reason why they didn't go over is because Rhino has joined Violent by Design. So now it's a 4-man group. This group is led by Eric Young. He's got this occult group going on, and so now he has persuaded Rhino to join him, where Rhino cost James Storm and Chris Sabin tonight. Like I said, it was a good tag team match, but like I said, the heels went over, So I was thinking Chris Sabin was gonna win, but I didn't see Rhino coming through joining the group. Now let me tell y'all something. I never heard of a hold harmless match. It really was a no DQ match. They should have just called it a no DQ match. They just making up names. I'll just be making up names. You should have just called it a no DQ match. A hold harmless match, which makes absolutely no sense. Just call it a no DQ, Extreme Rules, man. I mean, I don't think they can use Extreme Rules because WWE owns the name, but just call it a no DQ match. This match started off kind of slow between Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers. But eventually it peaked, it woke up, it became something. You got to give the 2 men credit on what they was able to pull off. Even with it was some other fool that came out there trying to it was Hernandez. Hernandez came out there trying to interfere, and then Matt Cardona came out there to help Edwards out. So I was like, man, I said Matt Cardona's supposed to be best friends with Myers, but he came out there to hit Edwards out. So I don't know where we're going with that. But anyway, Edwards ends up winning this match. That was a decent match. Like I said, it kind of started off slow, but Eddie gets the win. Now, y'all already know how I feel about Fire and Flavor. If you don't know how I feel about Fire and Flavor, go and watch the video I did where I was talking about them being disrespectful to Sasha Banks and Bayley. That's all I have to say about them. Now, even though I don't like them, I had to give all four ladies in this match props. This tag team match was a good tag team match. It was very good. I can't stand Fire and Flavor. Jordan Grace and Jazz, they are an excellent duo. These young ladies, well, Jazz ain't young no more, but Jordan Grace, man. Look, when her contract is up, I would not mind her coming over and joining the AEW roster. That girl is good. And her and Jazz, man, you wanted to see them win. I wanted to see Jordan Grace and Jazz win because, one, I can't stand Fire and Flavor for all the wrong reasons. It ain't good heat. It's bad heat. And y'all know what the heat is. I don't even have to talk about it. Y'all know what that heat is. This match was a good match, but they end up winning. Fire and Flavor, they retain their titles. So then they showed Moose backstage. Old girl tried to interview him. She tried to interview him, and he just looked at her like, girl, what you want? You know I'm about to show off. I'm about to beat the brakes off that fool when I get the opportunity. So we move on to the X Division Championship match. This was a swerve because I don't like TJP. I think he's a decent wrestler at best. But I was like, you know what? I'm rooting on Ace Austin. But I was thinking TJP gonna retain, right? This match was pretty decent. It was a decent match. My man Ace Austin is your new X Division champion. Salute to Ace Austin. I'm glad TJP ain't got that title no more. So let's move on. So backstage, we got this segment was stupid. They was in a fake looking version of Caesar's Palace, like they was in Vegas when they not. I don't know the guy name, Swinger, whatever his name is. It was called Swinger's Palace. So they out there playing cards and poker and all this crazy stuff. Well, the girls end up talking about they want to get a match, so they gonna go talk to Scott. And so it's just weird. So now we move on to the Impact Knockouts World Heavyweight Championship match. This match was kind of sloppy. I'm gonna be honest with you, and it wasn't even Deanna Perosa's fault. ODB, I don't know what happened to ODB. ODB actually used to be a decent wrestler. I don't know what happened. I don't know if she just got old or she just can't go no more. I don't know. Deanna carried the mess out this match, which I'm not surprised. And even though her crew was cheating hard, Sue Young and the Kimmy girl was cheating their butts off. Referee seen it. Referee threw their behinds out. But ODB, even though with the odds coming back into ODB's favor, she wasn't able to win. Deanna retains her title. Let me tell y'all something. This just shows me that, it was an interview that she had did early in the week, and she talked about how she wants more competition. In other words, the girls, she's starting to get bored with the girls in Impact. So I don't know what this means. I wouldn't actually mind seeing her come over and join the AEW roster as well. So anyway, The girls, they ran into Scott, and Scott booked a 12-man tag team match for the women on Tuesday night because they was talking about we want to face each other. Eddie Edwards' wife and the other girl, Tanel, they said they want to face each other. So he said, all right, you can. We're going to have a 12-woman tag team match on Tuesday night, whatever that means. So now we got the new Japan signee tag team of Juice and my man Finley, which is Finley's son. I didn't know that until somebody had told me about it. This was a shocker to me because I didn't see this coming. I was thinking that the Good Brothers was going to walk out with their titles. Everything was going to be fine. Man, Finn Juice went over and they are now your new Impact Tag Team Champs. I said, that is a serious swerve, and they are still a part of New Japan Wrestling. So that means I don't know what this means. No Don Callis, no Kenny Omega, nobody was in sight. So you know they upset. They gonna be showing up on Impact with absolutely nothing. So Impact. They're gonna be showing up on AEW Dynamite because you know they're going against Moxley and Eddie Kingston, right? So I don't know what this means. This match is a good match. It was a serious swerve because I was thinking that Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson was gonna retain their titles, but they didn't. So we move on. Now we got the main event. We got the Impact World Championship and the TNA World Heavyweight Championship in the Unification Match. Rick Swann versus Moose. Now, it's a lot of people I know that do not like Rick Swann. They don't like Rick Swann because they feel that he does not belong in the main event scene. Now, people got their reasons on why they feel like that. This is my thing about Rick Swann. I think Rick Swann had a decent title run, but I felt like tonight was the night to have Moose go over. That was just my thing. I was like, you know what? You've been pushing Moose like crazy. Why not have Moose be the guy to be the transitional champion? Because we know what's about to take place. Because the winner of this match would get Kenny Omega at Rebillion. I would have preferred Kenny Omega versus Moose over Rick Swann because, first of all, Kenny already pinned Rick. So he can already pin him again. Because we know, listen, it doesn't matter who was face Kenny. We know Kenny is about to become, see, I've been calling him Kenny Thanos for a reason. He's the belt collector. This boy finna collect some extra belts. And we already know that. I wouldn't actually mind if it was Moose. But he didn't already beat Rick Swann. So Rick Swann about to lose to him again. You know. But yeah, it's a lot of people that really don't care for Rick Swann. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. Now, there's some people that don't like him because of what he look like. And there's other people that don't like him because they just think he a mid-carder. You know. Me, I don't think he's a mid-carder. But like I said, I honestly feel like Rick Swann's reign, his title reign is up. Like, he had a decent title reign. And tonight should have been the night to end it. How was their match? It was basically a beatdown the whole time until Rick Swann basically got a couple of hits in there and everything. But Moose was dominating this entire match. You know, like I said, look, kudos to Impact for actually, once again, for the second time on the pay-per-view, allowing us the main event. That's one thing I got to give Impact props about, that they allowed us to be in the main event scene. That is one thing I give them props about. Now, I know WWE, quote-unquote, trying with Sasha and Bianca, but they not really trying because that storyline is hot garbage right now. But the fact that we allowed Moose and Swann, gave them time and opportunity to showcase what they got, it's just kudos to Impact for, what they allowed, But like I said, Moose dominated this whole match. Moose was basically beating the brakes off from him. Rick Swann was getting a couple of licks in here and there, but he just basically got a quick roll up. Now, there was a spot that happened in here where Rick Swann kind of did I call it the RKO out of nowhere on Moose. You know how Randy Orton does the RKO out of nowhere on Cats? Well, he did the same exact thing. Well, people's up in arms about it. Some people say that move was great. Other people said, well, I've seen it like a million times. Me, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? You take it how you leave it. But he ended up rolling them up and getting 1, 2, 3. Rick Swann is now your new TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and he retains his Impact World Heavyweight Championship, which means Kenny Thanos, I keep calling him Kenny Thanos because he is the belt collector. He is going to beat this man at Rebillion. So for people who don't like Swann, you're getting ready to see this fool on Dynamite. He's showing up. He's showing up, and I know it's a lot of people that's going to be mad and upset, but I'm like, folks, listen, it is what it is. This is the route they wanted to go. Be mad at Impact. This is the route they wanted to go. I don't make the rules. Do I think Kenny Omega and Rick Swann are gonna give us a decent match? I do, but listen, here's the deal. The one thing that is finally going to do well, actually, this will be the second time, because when Chris Jericho had the AEW World Championship, Sky actually got a shot at him. So that was the one time where we was actually in the main event scene going up for the AEW Championship. Here it is again, but here's the deal. The guy who is going up against him also has two titles. But see, they get ready to make a brand new title because this is Unification. So there's going to be a brand new title that I guess they're going to present on Tuesday night on Impact. I have not been keeping up with Impact. Like I said, I remember I did that one review, but I definitely will tune in to see what happens on Impact this Tuesday night. But overall, like I said, this was a decent pay-per-view. I got to give it, like, wrestling-wise, it was decent. It was a very decent show. They had a swerve here and there. I personally felt Moose should have gone over. That's just my personal opinion. Hey, there's nothing against Rick Swann, but I just personally feel Moose should have went over. What's my final grade for this show? I actually got to give this show an 8 because I was thinking this show was going to be hot garbage. I'm serious. I thought this show was going to be trash, but this show actually did deliver. For somebody who don't even watch Impact like that, this show actually delivers. So that's my honest review on the show, man. What y'all think? Did y'all like the show? Did y'all think the show was great? Or you thought the show was hot garbage? Let me know. Hit me up in the comment section. Tell me, like this video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. It's your boy KC for Wrestling Takes. I'm out. Holla at me.